evening and welcome to News Tonight on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Tina Jha. Let's begin with the day's top stories. Blow for Mamata Banerjee in West Bengal. 2 Trinamool Congress MLAs and over 50 councillors join the BJP. CPIM MLA also joins the Saffron Party. Party General Secretary Kailash Vijayvargiya claims more state leaders waiting in the wings. Rahul Gandhi refuses to withdraw offer to quit as Congress president after Lok Sabha poll debacle. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra and other party leaders attempt to break the deadlock. Last day for filing nominations to 2 Rajya Sabha seats in Assam. BJP fields Kamakya Prasad Tasa backs ally AGP's candidate Biren Baishya for second seat. Election on the 7th of June. Spurious liquor kills 12 in Uttar Pradesh Barabanki district. 40 people hospitalized. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath orders inquiry, announces 2 lakh compensation for the next of kin. 10 officials suspended so far. An encounter in Kashmir's Anantnag district. 2 Hizbul Mujahideen terrorists killed. Large quantity of ammunition recovered from the encounter site. In a major political upheaval in the state of West Bengal, 3 MLAs and more than 50 municipal councillors joined the BJP on Tuesday. The MLAs include TMC's Tushar Kanti Bhattacharya, BJP leader Mukul Roy's son Shubhranshu Roy, who was suspended from the TMC, and CPIM's Debendra Nath Roy. The MLAs joined the Saffron Party at a press conference in Delhi, where BJP General Secretary and its in charge for West Bengal, Kailash Vijayvargiya and Mukul Roy told the media that more MLAs from the TMC are expected to join the party in the coming days. Now, with over 50 councillors joining the BJP, the party has got a majority in at least 3 municipal councils in West Bengal. The move comes days after the Lok Sabha results dealt a blow to the TMC, which fell to 22 seats from 34, while the BJP's tally zoomed to 18 from just 2 back in 2014.
हर महीने अलग-अलग चरणों में ज्वाइनिंग का कार्यक्रम होगा। ये पहले चरण में 3 विधायक और 50 काउंसलर हैं। 3 नगर पालिकाओं पे हमारा कब्जा है। जिला पंचायत पे भी हमारा कब्जा होगा। और अब धीरे करके ममता जी के आतंक से, ममता जी की तानाशाही से परेशान होकर जिन लोगों का टीएमसी में दम घुट रहा है, वो सारे लोग बीजेपी में आना चाहते हैं।
जो संस्कृति है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी जो कृष्टि है, ये हम लोग बर्दाश्त करने नहीं चाहता है। हम लोग खून का विश्वास नहीं करा है। देखिए, आप तो जानता है, चुनाव होने के बाद 2 खून हुआ, उसके पहले हमारा 80 कार्यकर्ता खून हुआ। तो हम लोग खून का राजनीति विश्वास करते नहीं है। तो हम इस तरीके से बोल रहा है, ये हिंसा के लिए जो कोई दायी है तो तृणमूल ही दायी है। चंदन घोष तो भाजपा वर्कर है, तो बोल रहा है चंदन घोष हुआ है, सोंटू घोष हुआ है चाकदा में। तो ये 2 खून जो हुआ ना, हिंसा तो बोल रहा है हम लोग कर रहा है, लेकिन हम लोग कर रहा नहीं है। जो कर रहा है वो तृणमूल ही कर रहा है, और उसका साथ पुलिस है।
The Trinamool Congress likened its MLAs who joined the BJP to rats abandoning a ship sensing danger and said people will give them a befitting reply. And turmoil within the Congress party continues, with Rahul Gandhi insisting on quitting as party president, taking moral responsibility for the poll debacle. Senior party leaders are trying to convince Rahul Gandhi to change his mind about quitting as party president. Rahul Gandhi, reports suggest, has refused to go back on the decision that he conveyed to the party at the Congress Working Committee's post-mortem meet on Saturday.
मॉरल ग्राउंड पे इस्तीफा दे रहे हैं और उनको ये भी एहसास है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी के बहुत सारे साथियों ने जितनी ताकत के साथ खड़ा होना चाहिए था इतनी ताकत के साथ नहीं खड़े हुए। लेकिन आज कांग्रेस पार्टी को राहुल गांधी की ज़रूरत है। जितनी ज़रूरत आज है राहुल गांधी की शायद इससे पहले इतनी नहीं थी। पूरी कांग्रेस उनके साथ है, उनकी लीडरशिप के अंदर हम आगे बढ़ेंगे, पूरी मेहनत करेंगे। आगे 5 साल का वक्त हमारे पास है। जो कमियां रही हैं उन कमियों को दूर करेंगे और एक बार फिर, चूंकि चुनाव हारे हैं, हमने अपने दिलों को नहीं हारा है।
Faced with a colossal electoral defeat, the Congress has been facing internal turmoil. After Punjab, Jharkhand and Assam, Maharashtra Congress Chief Ashok Chavan, Madhya Pradesh Congress Committee Chief Kamal Nath and Uttar Pradesh State Chief Raj Babbar have also offered to step down. The crisis in Rajasthan Congress also deepened with 2 more leaders voicing their concerns. Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot said that Rahul Gandhi has the right to change the organization. The BJP's president of Karnataka unit, BS Yeddyurappa, has once again called for the dissolution of the CongressJDS government and fresh polls in the state as he pointed to his party's historic win in the just concluded Lok Sabha elections. The BJP won 25 out of the 28 seats in Karnataka in the general elections.
You know very well, we are 177 assembly constituents, we are #1 place. Out of 25 Lok Sabha constituencies. Better if they dissolve the assembly and go for fresh elections. For that, we'll welcome it.
Filing of nominations for election to 2 Rajya Sabha seats from Assam ended on Tuesday. Scrutiny of nominations will be held on 29th May, while the last date for withdrawal of nominations is 31st May. Polling for filling up 2 vacancies in Rajya Sabha from Assam will take place on 7th June. Counting of votes will take place on the same day. BJP's Kamakhya Prasad Tasa and its alliance partner, AGP's Birendra Prasad Baisya, have filed their nominations on the last day for the 2 Rajya Sabha seats. Tasa, a prominent face of the T tribe community, was an MP from Jorhat constituency in the outgoing Lok Sabha, while AGP veteran Birendra Prasad Baisya has been named earlier as the consensus candidate for the 2nd Rajya Sabha seat of the ruling alliance partners.
जो जिम्मेदारी दी मैं उनको धन्यवाद ज्ञापन करता हूं और चाहता हूं कि भविष्य में आसाम के लिए काम करना है, अपना स्टेट के लिए काम करना, अपना आदमी के लिए काम करना है, ये हम पूरा निभाएंगे और राष्ट्र हित के लिए जो काम करने के लिए हम लोग को उत्साहित किया है और जो दायित्व निर्वाह किया है उसको हम पालन करेंगे.
Tasa and Baisya were named candidates for the 2 seats in the upper house from Assam that will fall vacant as the term of former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and another Congress Rajya Sabha MP Santis Kujur will end on the 14th of June. The newly created anti-corruption ombudsman Lokpal has launched a competition for its logo and motto. It has sought entries and is offering a cash prize of 25,000 rupees. According to an official announcement seeking the entry, people can send in their entries up to 13 June. The motto or slogan should be catchy and should not be more than 4 to 5 words. The language for the motto or slogan could be Hindi, Sanskrit or English. All entries received within the due date will be evaluated by a selection committee which would be constituted by the Lokpal. A total of 1,239 entries have been received for Lokpal's motto and at least 365 entries have been received for the logo. Lokpal is a statutory body constituted under the Lokpal and Lokayuktas Act 2013 to inquire into allegations of corruption against certain categories of public servants or functionaries. On 23rd March, President Ramnath Kovind had administered the oath of office to Justice Pinaki Chandra Ghosh as the chairperson of Lokpal. 8 other members of the Lokpal were administered the oath by Justice Ghosh on 27th March. Time for a short break, but news and updates will continue on the other side. Do stay with us.
Watch The Big Picture with me, Frank Rausen Pereira, at 9:30 p.m.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
One of the most influential revolutionaries of Indian freedom struggle, Shaheed Bhagat Singh. Born into a Sikh family, patriotism flowed in his blood at the age of 13. When he formed Naujawan Bharat Sabha to spread the message of revolution in Punjab. In the wake of avenging Lala Lajpat Rai's death, Bhagat Singh and his associates coined the catchphrase Inqilab Zindabad. But towards the end of their rebellion, they had to pay a heavy price for their patriotism. Following the blasts inside the corridors of the assembly, both Bhagat Singh and Batukeshwar Dutt courted arrest. Bhagat Singh was sent to the gallows in Lahore with his fellow comrades, after which he was cremated in Hussainiwala on the banks of Satluj.
Hello and welcome to Rajya Sabha Television. You're watching The Big Picture with me, Frank Rausen Pereira. From policy decisions to global economic issues. What shape is the world economy going to take, really?
If the Chinese slowdown occurs, the rest of the world also
will also follow. From landmark judgments to international relations.
Is there any bank who will open an account for a transgender person with transgender identity? Absolutely not.
A debate show like none other.
Maybe I will announce here, and no one before you knows, that Mr. Modi will visit Palestine.
The Big Picture with Frank Rausen Pereira at these times on Rajya Sabha Television.
Enter the majestic forecourt of Rashtrapati Bhavan and you'll come across the Jaipur column. A gift to the Viceroy from Savai Madho Singh, the Maharaja of Jaipur, to commemorate the creation of the new capital. The 145-meter high column is crowned with 6 pointed crystal stars on a bronze lotus, and inside the stone shaft runs a steel tube which weighs a little more than 5 tons. The base of the column has text conceived by Lord Irwin and Sir Edwin Lutyens inscribed on it.
Welcome back. You're watching News Tonight. Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu has reconstituted the Content Advisory Committee of Rajya Sabha Television with effect from 6th May 2019. Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman Harivansh has been nominated to be the chairman of the advisory committee, while other members of the committee include Dr. Vinay Sahasrabuddhe, Oscar Fernandez, Professor Ram Gopal Yadav, Navneet Krishnan, Derek O'Brien, Achyutanand Samanta, K.K. Ragesh, Vandana Chavan and Swapan Das Gupta. The committee is expected to give suggestions on issues related to Rajya Sabha TV. And at least 12 people died and around 40 others were taken ill after consuming spurious liquor in Uttar Pradesh's Barabanki district. 4 members of a family are said to be among those who died in the incident that took place on Monday night. According to UP Health Minister Siddharth Nath Singh, locals belonging to Raniganj and adjoining villages consumed spurious liquor purchased from a shop in Ramnagar area on Monday night. They were rushed to Ramnagar Community Health Center after they were taken ill early Tuesday morning. Several others who were taken ill were referred to various other hospitals in Lucknow. The incident prompted the Yogi Adityanath government to order a high-level probe to look into all angles, including the possibility of a political conspiracy. The Chief Minister also announced an ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees for each of the deceased.
पहले तो प्रत्येक मृतक को 2 लाख की आर्थिक सहायता, मगर इसके अंदर एक जांच कमेटी बनाई है तुरंत। इसके अंदर आयुक्त अयोध्या, आबकारी आयुक्त, आईजी अयोध्या, ये सब लोग संयुक्त जांच करेंगे और 48 घंटे में रिपोर्ट देंगे।
2 terrorists were killed on Tuesday in an encounter with security forces in the forests of Jammu and Kashmir's Anantnag district. A police official said, based on specific intelligence input about the presence of the terrorists in the Kachwan forest area of Kokarnag in South Kashmir district, the security forces launched a cordon and search operation. The official said the search operation turned into an encounter after the terrorists opened fire at the search party of the forces, who in turn retaliated. Air Chief Marshal BS Dhanava visited an Air Force station at Sarsava on Tuesday to commemorate the sacrifice of air warriors. Air Chief Marshal Dhanava took part in the missing man formation flypast in Mi-17 V5 helicopter. On this day 20 years ago, Squadron Leader R. Pundir, Flight Lieutenant S. Mohilan, Sergeant R.K. Sahu and Sergeant P.V.N.R. Prasad laid down their lives in service of the country while flying a mission during Operation Safed Sagar.
Today we commemorate the sacrifices made by Squadron Leader Pundir, Flight Lieutenant Mohilan, Sergeant Sahu and Sergeant Prasad. The mission that they flew on the 28th of May 1999 in a Mi-17 helicopter in carrying out a strike in the Tiger Hill area. And basically they flew the mission knowing fully well that the aircraft was did not have any countermeasure dispensing systems, and there was a manpad threat. We had lost a MiG-21 a day prior to the manpad. Despite all the odds, the mission was flown by 4 helicopters, and all of them attacked the target correctly, but unfortunately in these people, when they were turning away after firing their weapons, and they were shot. It's a saga of bravery in the sense that despite the odds, they knew what was against them, and they still went ahead and successfully carried out the mission.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has called for renewed efforts by India to gain permanent membership of the UN Security Council. Interacting with the officer trainees of the 2018 batch of the Indian Foreign Service and Bhutanese diplomats in New Delhi, the Vice President referred to the growing prominence of India on the world stage and underscored the need for enhancing support from world nations and also building a sustained dialogue in favor of UNSC reforms. The Vice President also stressed the need to build a consensus for expansion and democratization of a number of multilateral fora to ensure representation to a number of other emerging countries. Terming the young diplomats as future spokespersons, interpreters and narrators of India's story to the world, the Vice President said that they would soon work on constructing new bridges of understanding between India and the rest of the world. He also outlined the challenges the budding diplomats would have to deal with, such as the threat posed by terrorism.
We must renew our efforts to gain a permanent membership of the United Nations Security Council with further enhancing support from world nations and building a sustained dialogue in favor of United Nations Security Council reforms. Everywhere we must raise this discussion and say 1/6 of the population of the world is here and India is not there in the United Nations Security Council. How can it reconcile to this reality? That's why country after country, wherever we are going, I'm happy to tell you that they're all willing to support India's cause.
Raising the importance of BIMSTEC for India as a major foreign policy priority, India has invited the leaders of the BIMSTEC countries for the swearing-in ceremony of Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday. Invitations have also been sent to the Kyrgyzstan President and Mauritian Premier for the occasion. India underscoring its neighbourhood-first policy by inviting the heads of state of BIMSTEC nations for the swearing-in ceremony of Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
This is an event of great joy and celebration for the ruling party, which has just won the election again. So it is natural that you invite friendly countries, especially the neighboring countries, to join in the celebrations. And it's also an expression of the intent of the government to pursue further friendly policies with these countries to strengthen relations, especially economic and technical cooperation with these countries.
Pakistan is the neighbour who does not find a place on the invitation list, underlining India's stand on zero tolerance for nations supporting terrorism as state policy.
With Pakistan, our relations are not particularly good right now, and there is no reason to ask them to come and join in celebrations in India, especially when they are likely to strike a discordant note. So the government decided to extend the invitation to BIMSTEC countries and to two other countries, Mauritius and Kyrgyzstan. Mauritius because it's a very close, very friendly country, and Kyrgyzstan in its capacity as the current chair of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization.
BIMSTEC heads of governments were first invited out of turn in 2016 by India for the BRICS summit in Goa.
BIMSTEC is one of these organizations that India has formed of countries around the Bay of Bengal. It's called the Bay of Bengal Multi-Sectoral Initiative. BIMSTEC has 7 members, India, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Bhutan, Nepal in the north, Sri Lanka, Myanmar and Thailand. So these 7 countries constitute, what's common among them is that they are all around the Bay of Bengal, and they represent the eastern part of the Look East policy of India to strengthen relations not only, well, especially with the countries towards the east.
BIMSTEC stands for the Bay of Bengal Initiative for Technical and Economic Cooperation. Established on 6 June 1997, it did not get much attention since most members belong to SAARC or ASEAN grouping. With inputs from Astha Kulshresht, Akhilesh Suman's report for Rajya Sabha TV. And on to some better news now. The India Meteorological Department forecasts that heat wave will persist across the country and temperatures are likely to rise further. Maximum temperatures of 45 degrees Celsius or more are likely to persist over Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. Maximum temperatures in Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Tamil Nadu and Gujarat may also stay above 40 degrees Celsius. The Delhi NCR region is also expected to experience extreme temperatures till 46 degrees Celsius this week.
हीट वेव सबसे ज़्यादा हो रहा है विदर्भा मतलब इंटीरियर पार्ट्स ऑफ महाराष्ट्र, विदर्भा में ऑलमोस्ट सभी जगह पे हीट वेव का सिचुएशन जारी है और तापमान तो 46 से ऊपर है कई दिनों से कंटिन्यूसली। और उसके साथ साथ मध्य प्रदेश और नॉर्दर्न पार्ट्स में, नॉर्दर्न प्लेन्स पूरा बेल्ट अभी डेवलप हो रहा है हीट वेव। हरियाणा, चंडीगढ़, दिल्ली और उसके आगे वेस्ट, ईस्ट एंड वेस्ट उत्तर प्रदेश, ये आने वाले 2-3 दिन यही स्थिति कंटिन्यू होने का उम्मीद है, क्योंकि विंड पैटर्न में ज़्यादा कुछ चेंज नहीं नज़र आ रहा है।
That's it from us in this bulletin, but we leave you with the minimum and maximum temperatures across all major cities in the country. Thank you very much for your time.